This is ATN Global News. First, the headlines. Court dismisses APP suit against Assembly. Olumide Abata debunks stepping down. Tinubu calls for peace in Edo Guba elections. CBN clarifies suspension on cybersecurity levy. UN condemns attack on Mali. Sean Diddy placed on suicide watch. Super Falcons forward joint notice. And now the news in details. Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has delivered a judgment that brings finality to the case filed by the Action People's Party against the Rivers State House of Assembly, the Independent National Electoral Commission, and the People's Democratic Party. Recall that the APP had sought a review of earlier court rulings concerning the status and legitimacy of the Rivers State House of Assembly and the electoral processes overseen by INEC and the PDP. The court, however, rejected the APP's request, affirming that it had no jurisdiction to act as an appellant body over a judgment already rendered by another competent court. In his ruling, the judge stated that his court cannot, in no doubt, sit on appeal in the declaration of the other judgment, underscoring that the legal principles governing the matter were already settled by the previous court's decision. With the judgment, the long-standing legal tussle involved the Rivers State House of Assembly has been put to rest, reinforcing the rule of law and the independence of the judiciary. Pregnant woman Omosade, who was reported missing, has been found in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. She was discovered a day after she was reportedly abducted in Benin City, Edo State. According to reports, the woman is currently recuperating in a hospital. Omosade went missing after she left home to a bank on Ekanwa Road in Benin City on Tuesday, September 17th. Contacted for a confirmation, the Rivers State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Grace Iringekoko, Ahmed Tinubu has urged stakeholders in tomorrow's Edo governorship election to respect the democratic process and the will of the people. According to a statement on Friday by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu emphasized the election, which is scheduled for tomorrow, should be conducted peacefully and sportingly. Tinubu expressed confidence in the voters' ability to make informed decisions and stressed that democracy thrives on civility, tolerance, and respect for the rules. He commended the governorship candidates for focusing their campaigns on key issues affecting Edo State, including economic growth and national development. The president also praised the Independent National Electoral Commission's commitment to a free and fair election, urging stakeholders to work together for a successful process. He encouraged citizens to remain peaceful and resolve disagreements amicably, while expressing confidence in the professionalism and integrity of security agencies and INEC officials. Resident Electoral Commissioner Onagbum Onoha on Friday insisted that his closeness to FCT Minister Yeso Wike does not count, as he was competent to handle the election. Onoha stated this while fielding questions from newsmen. He also urged political parties to disregard allegations of likely favoritism peddled against him. The statement comes amid allegation by that Edo People's Democratic Party Chairman Tony Eziobemi asking the Independent National Electoral Commission to redeploy Onoha over ties with Wike. Eziobemi also expressed a lack of confidence in the REC's ability to conduct a free and fair election in the state. However, Onoha said his closeness to Wike does not count, as he was competent to handle the election. Few hours into the Edo State governorship election, the three major political parties, Labour Party, People's Democratic Party, and All Progressives Congress, the Christian Association of Nigeria, and former President Goodluck Jonathan had taxed the Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies on credible balloting. The call came as fears of violence marring the election heightened yesterday, with suspected thugs clashing as INEC distributed sensitive election materials. Also, protesting youth and women besieged the palace of the Okumabe of Uwano Kingdom in Istako local government area of Edo State, demanding the immediate release of PDP leaders arrested across the council area by the police. Yaga Africa expressed fears that there would be violence in 8 local governments area, said it could be characterized by high stakes, potential violence, and logistical challenges. The group identified the local government areas as Ipoba, Oka, Oredo, Ego, Ovia, Southwest, Ovia, Northeast, Esan, Southeast, Esako West, and Esako East. This came as Police Service Commission, PSC, personnel arrived Edo, read riot act to police personnel, and released phone numbers, though which erring police officers should be reported. Governorship candidate of the Accord Party, Kennedy Iyere, has officially withdrawn from the 2024 Edo gubernatorial election. Giving reasons for the withdrawal, Iyere cited the need to serve Nigeria at a higher level and wider space, leveraging his expertise to address the country's social and economic challenges, particularly the food and hunger crisis. He had previously presented a multi-billion-dollar food intervention program, Food for All initiative, to President Tinubu, aiming to achieve food security and mass employment for youth and women through the One Family, One Farmer scheme. He also explained that his decision to step down was also influenced by internal party conflicts, including a conspiracy involving his running mate, Bright Enabulele, who allegedly attempted to overturn his candidacy. He, however, urged eligible voters in Edo State to shun violence and vote their conscience, emphasizing the need for equitable power rotation among the 3 senatorial districts. According to him, he will focus on national development, assisting the federal government in devising a roadmap for economic inclusion, engagement, and de-eradication of youth through social intervention programs. Iyere said his alignment with the federal government is driven by a selfless desire to serve humanity through public service rather than partisan politics. Governorship candidate of the Labour Party, Olumide Abata, has denied reports that he has resigned from the governorship race and directed his followers to vote for the People's Democratic Party. Addressing a press conference in his office, Abata said this falsehood is illustrative of the evil mechanization of those who have held as state captive for a quarter of a century and demonstrate the shallowness that has characterized their governance style. He also urged the supporters of the party and all citizens to not be swayed by these desperate ploys. Our resolve is unshakable, our cause is just, and our vision for our great state remains clear and unwavering. On the election itself, Abata expressed worries over the presence of some state governors and other VIPs in the state capital. Inspector General of Police Olukoyode Ebotukun has directed the restriction of movement in Edo State ahead of the governorship election slated for Saturday, September 21st, 2024. The police boss said this is to ensure adequate measures are put in place for peaceful, transparent and credible elections. ATN reported that at least 17 political parties will be participating in the elections, with the major parties being the All Progressive Congress, the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party. In a statement on Friday, the 4 spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi said the IG ordered the restriction of all vehicular movement on roads, waterways and other forms of transportation from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the election day. He added that those on the essential duties, including accredited media, electoral officials, ambulances and emergency responders, are exempted from the order. Adejobi also said the IG directed that special attention should be accorded to people with disabilities, pregnant women, nursing mothers and old people, among others. Some key stakeholders have formally endorsed their commitment to supporting and overseeing the realization of the Bakassi Deep Seaport project in Cross River State. Among the stakeholders who pledged their dedication to the project in the presence of the state governor, Basi Otu, a representative from the African Export-Import Bank, Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms and Nigerian Ports Authority, among others. Following the signing ceremony held in Calabar, the state capital, the governor reiterated his administration's unwavering commitment to the project, which is based on a public-private partnership model. Otu described the Bakassi Deep Seaport as a bold and courageous statement of collective aspiration for the people of Cross River, underscoring its pivotal role in bolstering the state's economic prosperity. According to the governor, the realization of this project remains a paramount goal of my administration. Also declared emphasizing the significance of transparency and active involvement of stakeholders. Stakeholders are the endorsement of the Bakassi Deep Seaport project in Cross River State. Remains of the late elder statesman, businessman, politician, philanthropist, and President General of Pan-Igbo Social Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndibo Worldwide, Chief Emmanuel Chukwemeka Iwanyanwu, will be interred on November 1st, 2024 in his Ata Ikeduru, Imo State hometown. National Burial Committee chaired by Senator Ben Obi made this disclosure at a press conference in Abuja, where activities lined up to herald the final burial rights of the late publisher of Champion newspapers were unveiled. Iwanyanwu died on July 25, 2024 at the age of 82. The crowded press conference, which was attended by prominent Nigerians from all walks of life, especially from the southeast where the deceased hailed from, provided a platform for many to eulogize Iwanyanwu, described as a colossus who carved a niche for himself in virtually all strata of the society. Obi said the National Burial Committee will work with well-meaning Nigerian leaders, including the Governor of Imo State, Chief Hope Uzodinma, and the federal government in order to give the late patriots a befitting burial. Filling station Pinnacle Oil belonging to Governor Peter Amba of Enugu State has been set ablaze by a known arsonist. ATL learned that the incident occurred earlier Friday. Sources hinted that the arsonist came in a Toyota Corolla car and carried out the operation. Fortunately, swift action from federal and state fire services contained the blaze, preventing any loss of life. DSP Daniel Ndukwe, public relations officer of the police, confirmed the incident. 3 vehicles waiting to refuel were damaged, but police intervention restored order. Preliminary investigations suggest fuel leakage from one of the vehicles may have sparked the fire. However, Commissioner Iskanayo Uzebu has ordered a thorough investigation into the incident. The Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the state CID will conduct the investigation. The Commissioner of Police's prompt action ensures a thorough probe into the incident's cause and measures to prevent similar occurrences. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps says it has deployed 984 personnel for Saturday's Enugu State local government election. Commandant of NSCDC, Enugu State Command, Cyprian Otibi, disclosed these to newsmen on Friday in Enugu. Otibi charged officers and men deployed for election duties to acquit themselves credible and uphold all the tenets of the Corps. He said that the personnel had been directed to work harmoniously with other security agencies to ensure a peaceful and credible election process. According to him, officers and men had been thoroughly briefed on their duties and responsibilities and on the need to maintain professionalism and integrity throughout the exercise. He charged all NSCDC personnel to perform their duties with the highest level of dedication and commitment. Lagos State Police Command says its operatives have arrested 2 women for allegedly selling newborn babies. The command spokesperson, SP Benjamin Hundeyin, made this known in a statement on Friday in Lagos. Hundeyin said the suspects Ujunwa Nna and Chinelo Ubechionwu were arrested by patrol vehicles from Ojodu Division stationed at Berger bus stop on an entry point into Lagos State, with 2 newborn baby girls, approximately 6 days old, while traveling from Abia State on September 9, 2024. According to him, investigations revealed that the suspects were en route to deliver the babies to one nurse in Lagos State, whom the mother of the babies promised to link them up with only after they have arrived in Lagos. The suspect, who confessed to the crime, stated that they were paid 150,000 naira for the transportation of the babies to Lagos, adding that the mother of the babies sold them because she could not give them proper care. The police image maker said the case was transferred to the gender unit of the command, from where the newborn babies were placed in custody of a motherless baby's home for proper care and medical evaluation. He further stated that while investigation is ongoing to arrest other conspirators, the arrested suspects were arraigned on Thursday. The State Police Command is searching for a pastor, Onyekachi Okoli, who is accused of raping a 16-year-old girl during the deliverance prayer in the Mowe community of Bafemi Owode local government area. 2024 around midnight, claiming she needed deliverance that could only be performed at the hotel where he was staying. After luring the survivor to his hotel room, it was gathered that the suspect allegedly forced the survivor, onto the bed during the deliverance prayer session and raped her. ATL learned that the survivor allegedly experienced severe pain during the alleged assault by the pastor, resulting in significant blood loss due to uncontrollable bleeding. Yaganku Magistrate Court Ibadan on Friday remanded two persons, Sanda Umaru, 22, and Usman Yahaya, 28, in a correctional facility for alleged armed robbery and kidnapping. Firearm 204 and Section 2 of the Oyo State Kidnapping Law 2016. Benue State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has paraded a 17-year-old woman identified as Ngwemo Ikoye for allegedly killing her 3-year-old stepson, Benan Ikoye, in Ginde Village, Guma local government area of the state. Parading the suspect at the command's headquarters in Makurdi, the state commandant Larai Bitrus stated that the woman was arrested on September 12th for a case of culpable homicide. She said that the command received a distress call from members of the public that Tuan Ngwemo had murdered a 3-year-old boy and dumped his corpse in a river. Answering questions from journalists, the suspect said she is the victim's father's second wife. She explained that she went to the bush with her stepson to fetch firewood when his spirits came upon her and she murdered the boy. Atlantic Television network program Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, Emmanuel Weke, blamed parents for the high rate of social violence rounds among youths in the society.
Some of these guys, they go to the house. Some of them live with their parents. It's not as if, maybe even if it's single parent. I get what I'm saying? Somebody goes to the house and then he's coming with very big canvas that you know that the value is not less than 15,000. Mommy will not ask you. Daddy will not ask her. So he don't even praise, it's fine. And God forbid. So even the parents are criminals. Because you should inquire, where is my baby getting these items now? I get what I'm saying.
Weke further blamed the decadence on peer pressure.
And the boy child. Parental negligence is key. So StarTimes is normal. If you see a boy driving a big car, right? Even the girls in the filling station, these are members of the society.
Okay.
They might even shunt to the queue, ask Yoga, see, shift this here, this, they will call your car a name. See, Oga, respect yourself. This person here, even if they know certain kind of things you see. So the society is engulfed. Everybody is in this crime, you know. So like, can we have
This is coming as the Federal Capital Territory Police Command confirmed that an alleged internet fraudster who confined a young lady for money rituals in Abuja has been arrested by operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. 40-year-old man Jibrim Adamu has committed suicide by hanging at Jigawa Maroka village in Kiyawa local government area of Jigawa. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, DSP Lawan Shisu, confirmed the incident in a statement in Duse on Friday. Shisu said the deceased, who suffered from mental illness, committed the acts on Thursday evening. He said the corpse was referred to Duse General Hospital, where a medical doctor certified him dead, adding the remains of the deceased had been released to his family for burial. He said preliminary investigation revealed that the deceased had occasional mental health issues that made him disappear for days before returning home. Police in Jigawa State have arrested one Babangida Abubakar for alleged vandalizing electric cable wire in Kaugama local government. Spokesperson of the command, DSP Lawan Chisu Adam, confirmed the arrest in a statement issued to newsmen. He said the police received a report that a high-tension cable wire along Uba Road in Kaugama local government was reported to have been vandalized by undesirable elements. He said police patrol teams, particularly on the highway along Hedeja to Kano, Hedeja to Nguru, were mobilized around the area. He said an interrogation at the Divisional Crime Branch, the suspect confessed to be commissioned of the offense and further mentioned one Abdullahi Ismail of Nguru local government, Yobe State, as a recipient, and he was also arrested. Investigation indicated that the principal suspect was once convicted for the same offense. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has sealed the Gomboru drug market in Maiduguri, Borno State over illicit drug practices. Among the illicit practices, washing and sun-drying of contaminated drugs for resale and the devastating flood that hit the state. It was gathered that the Maiduguri flood crisis was caused by the rupture of the Alau Dam of the Ngada River, 20 kilometers 12 miles south of Maiduguri. The severe flooding has so far killed no fewer than 30 persons and forced 400,000 others from their homes. The agency, in a post on its X handle, said it ordered the closure of the drug market after recent flooding submerged the market and the drugs became contaminated. According to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, through its spokesperson Ezekiel Manzo, the death toll is 30. Niger State Governor Umaru Bago has officially inaugurated a comprehensive agro-environmental initiative, including the reclamation of 100 hectares of land, empowerment of 200 youth and women, distribution of 10 tractors, and drilling of 100 boreholes under the Agro-Climate Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscape projects. Represented by his deputy, Yakubu Garba, the governor stated that the project aims to tackle the challenges of climate change, environmental degradation, and food insecurity across the state. The event took place at the Akresal Multipurpose Nursery Plant at Abdul Kadir Ukure University, Mina. The governor emphasized that the initiative aligns with the state government's commitment to reversing the effect of environmental degradation and supporting sustainable development. As part of the project, 100 youth will be empowered to establish plant nurseries, while 100 women will receive support for seedling production. Each beneficiary will be equipped with starter packs to facilitate these activities. The initiative will start at Abdulkadir Ukure University and will later expand to other areas, including Katagura, New, and Suleja. Raji Adam, the state coordinator for Akresal, highlighted the collaborative effort between the Niger State government and the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, which has provided the tractors. One tractor will be allocated to each of the 25 local governments, benefiting 10 initial phases. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has summoned all relevant stakeholders in the state to deliberate on possible ways to reduce the impact of heavy downpours and flooding predicted by the Nigeria Meteorological Agency. The governor, represented by the secretary to the state government of the state, Abdullahi Garba Faskari, in a press briefing held at the SSG's office in the state secretariat, said the state government deemed it fit to take proactive measures to avert the predicted situation. He stressed the need for stakeholders to start sensitizing the general public to reduce the impact of the expected heavy rainfall. The meeting was attended by the state commissioners for health, environment, agriculture and livestock development, water resources, finance, local government and chieftaincy affairs. Alongside local government chairmen of Bakori, Bindawa, Dura, Futua and Castina, the Nigeria Meteorological Agency had on September 10, 2024, predicted thunderstorm and rains from Wednesday to Friday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released on Tuesday in Abuja emphasized thunderstorms over parts of Borno, Adamawa, Taraba, Yobe, Katsina, Sokoto and Kaduna states during the morning hours on Wednesday in the northern region. Kano State Judicial Service Commission suspended two Sharia court registrars, Jamelu Ibrahim and Zabiru Suleiman, over alleged misconduct. In a statement by the spokesperson of Kano State Judiciary, Baba Jibo Ibrahim, the commission said the two court registrants were suspended in line with the recommendations of the investigative committee, which investigated allegations against them. According to the statement, Jamilu Ibrahim should have been dismissed from service. However, the Judicial Service Commission indefinitely suspended Jamilu Ibrahim without pay pending the outcome of the trial he is facing before a magistrate court. The commission reiterated the resolve to apply appropriate sanctions against any erring staff, especially those entrusted with judicial responsibilities, to safeguard the integrity and accountability of the judicial and uphold public confidence. You are watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break.
And fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water, and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
From lands across the ocean to the land beyond the
Welcome back. This is a Global News and Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. There is no resolution in the sight to the crisis rocking a major opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, has called to replace its acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, have deepened divisions within the PDP Governors Forum. Senior member of the PDP National Working Committee, speaking anonymously to newsmen, revealed that in addition to the backing of the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike, Damagum has the support of at least 4 governors from the party. He identified the 4 governors as Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, Ahmadu Fintri of Adamawa State, Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State, and Abu Kafas of Taraba State. According to the all the Enugu and Zamfara state governors, Peter Mba and Daud Alawal, respectively, are neutral. The remaining 7 PDP governors are pushing to oust Damagum. The anti-Damagum governors are led by the Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, who is also the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum. With him are Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseke, Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Delta State Governor Sheriff Obowori, and Awka State Governor Umo Eno. Analysts have maintained that Governor Makinde's pledge to support the PDP is political. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Conversation, a political analyst, Ugochukwu Ifeanyi, said that Governor Makinde is playing his way into the attention of the FCT Minister Ezenwa Nyesom Wike, following his political highs and achievements so far.
To the Southern candidacy, which they agreed, or even the natural course will tell you that after Muhammadu Buhari's administration of 8 years, the presidency should go to the South. APC quickly played into that analogy. And today, APC is on the saddle through their candidate, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Then,
Ugochukwu also blamed the current administration for political infidelity.
Turning out in Oyo State and giving the dynamism of Oyo State politics, where you are not even guaranteed the second tenure in Oyo State, he quickly played into the hands of APC. The agreement was for him to support Tinubu, the APC candidates, for APC now to give him his mandate. And he played, and that's why he's serving his second tenure. All of us know what happened. And he, Makinde, knew that he could have not survived the onslaught. APC would have put
ATM recall Governor Seyi Makinde had assured the chairman, National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, Iliya Damagum, of his support to reposition the party. Federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the builders of the Ajaokuta steel plant, Messrs. Tanzi Permits, Prom Export, rehabilitation, completion and operation of the plant, and the National Iron Ore Mining Company. Minister of Steel Development Shaibu Audu signed the agreement on behalf of the federal government in Moscow, Russia. A statement by the ministry spokesperson Salomutu Jabiniya stated on Friday. According to her, the MOU was signed when Audu led the Nigerian delegation to Moscow from September 14th to 21st, 2024. The Ajaokuta Integrated Steel Complex, conceived in 1979, was developed to establish a multilingual process plant alongside an engineering complex and various auxiliary facilities. The facility, which remained moribund for decades, is yet to produce a single sheet of steel due to corruption and legal bottlenecks. The complex is meant to generate important upstream and downstream industrial and economic activities that are critical to the diversification of the economy into an industrial one. But since assuming office, the minister assured Nigerians that the steel company will begin production and end the imports of steel. To achieve this, the Messrs. TPE experts visited the steel plant and the iron ore mining site at Itape for a preliminary inspection in August, leading to the invitation for the MOU signing. Reactions have continued to show the plan forward by the Nigerian Police Force to digitize vehicle, motor documents and licensing for street policing and security. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, a development analyst, Loveday Operum, maintained that it will be difficult to stop the regular park and search by the Nigerian police following the height of corruption so far.
The idea of police parking vehicles for the singular reason of Roger and search. You know what I mean by Roger? You know, so that is the major. That's the major challenge, because prior to this time we've had issues where, you know, previous police IGs have come out to, you know, tell Nigerians.
According to information released by the Nigerian Police Force, police officers won't need to pull over to examine license plates when the digital central motor registry information system is implemented. But Operum recalled similar policies and past administration with lack of adequate and sustainable implementation.
You know, to tax you, to collect money, all of that. But even when some of these issues are being reported with evidences, you can't also see any proactive measure or disciplinary action by the required authority. So what's going to happen differently this time?
Indigenous people of Biafra has vowed to fish out the producers and distributors of the factories were established by 6 individuals from the Umuaka community who returned from South Africa. It further stated that IPOB only called for the return of Biafra businesses and investments, not criminality and destructive and illicit criminal activities like the manufacturing of Mkpuru. Jewish priests under the aegis of Unique Forum of Orthodox Judaism have written to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu urging him to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is as Kanu's family has raised fresh concern over his failing health, begging President Tinubu to grant him permission to access quality health care outside the detention facility of the Department of State Services, Abuja, where he has been confirmed to a solitary confinement since 2021 when he was extraordinarily rendition from Kenya. The forum, in an open letter to the president, said Kanu's release would help restore peace and stability to Nigeria, particularly southeast, where there has been increasing tension over his continued detention. Leader of the forum, Roshi Nasigemov, the Madiweya, who led the members to the Isiama Afaraku Palace of Kanu's late father, said that the IPOB leader is unjustly detained and called to the president to hit the growing appeals to release him. Maduwehia, who read a copy of the letter he jointly signed with the chairman of the forum, Eda Okamulata Ebu, said that Kanu was only seeking the good of his oppressed people and committed no crime to warrant his continued incarceration. He blamed Nigeria's travails on Kanu's continued detention, arguing that God is angry with the country over Kanu's ordeals. The forum maintained that, contrary to misconceptions in some quarters, Kanu was not the cause of Nigeria's problem, but part of the solution. Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, and the Port Harcourt International Airport in Nigeria have been recognized by the Airport Council International for their exceptional dedication to airport emergency management and resilience. A statement from the Office of the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, signed by the Senior Advisor, Media and Communications, Tunde Moshood, on Friday, said the awards were presented during the gala night at the 33rd Annual General Assembly of ACI Africa in Johannesburg, South Africa. The awards were presented by the ACI Africa Secretary General Ali Tonsi and the President ACI Africa Emmanuel Chavez. The statement added that the prestigious awards are a testament to the unwavering commitment and hard work of everyone involved in ensuring excellence in airports, emergency management and resilience, especially the Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. Now, business news. Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for the alignment of Nigeria's regulatory practices with global standards to enhance the country's business environment. This is according to a statement issued by Special Advisor to the President on Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, on Friday. PBEC was established in July 2016 to oversee interventions in Nigeria's business environment by removing bureaucratic obstacles and improving the ease of doing business. Speaking at the inaugural Regulators Forum of the PBEC at the Presidential Villa on Thursday, Shettima emphasized the importance of transparency, trust and efficiency among regulatory bodies. At the forum, Shettima, who also chairs the PBEC, urged regulatory agencies to streamline their operations, eliminate overlaps and align with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's broader economic goal. He highlighted the need for Nigeria to boost its global competitiveness through improved regulatory frameworks. Crude Oil Refiners Association of Nigeria has kicked against a move by petroleum marketers to import premium motor spirits despite the availability of Dangote refinery petrol. Publicity Secretary of Koran, Eche Idoko, made this known in a statement condemning the move. His comments come as a report emerged that 141 million litres of PMS are being conveyed to Nigeria by oil vessels following the full deregulation of the downstream oil sector by the federal government. According to the NNPCL, the price adjustment will see petrol sold between 950 naira to 1,019 naira 22 kobo per litre, depending on the location. The development had created a price controversy between Dangote Refinery and NNPC. NNPC had insisted that it bought Dangote petrol at a per litre pump price of 898 naira. But the 650,000 barrels per day Lagos-based refinery had disagreed with the state-owned firm. However, in the latest move, petrol marketers who seemed unsatisfied with the price regime of Dangote refinery had to consider the importation of petrol. Reacting to the development, Koran alleged that some imported petrol was substandard and was blended in Malta or Togo. He called for backward integration, saying that some were afraid that Dangote would become a monopoly. Central Bank of Nigeria will be raising 50 billion naira by the end of 2024 from the 0.05% cybersecurity levy on electronic transactions. Head of Research FMDQ Group PLC, Vincent Wani, disclosed in a statement. His comment comes as CBN in its latest documents, Monetary Credit, Foreign Trade and Exchange Policy Guidelines for fiscal years 2024 to 2025 confirmed the implementation of the cybersecurity levy. Reacting to the development, Wani said the CBN is expected to raise 50 billion naira from the cybersecurity levy by 2024. Data from the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System has revealed the electronic payments reached a combined total of 987 trillion naira between 2022 and 23. Applying the 0.005% levy to this total results in estimated revenue of approximately 49.35 billion naira. Recall that in a notice in May, the CBN mandated all banks in Nigeria to collect and remit a 0.5% cybersecurity levy to the Office of the National Security Advisor. However, amid outrage over the levy, President Bola Tinubu ordered its suspension. In the meantime, Central Bank of Nigeria has directed payment terminal service aggregators and payment terminal service providers to submit monthly returns not later than 7 days after the end of every month. CBN disclosed this in a circular signed by its Director of Payment System Management Department, Oladimeji Taiwo, to PSPs on connectivity to PTSAs on Friday. According to the Apex Bank, in order to achieve the objective of tracking electronic transactions in Nigeria, it had in August 2011, granted a PTSA license to Nigerian Interbank Settlement System PLC. It also noted as part of efforts to mitigate the concerns regarding channeling all points of sale transactions through a single aggregator, the CBN on April 19, 2024 granted a second PTSA license to Unified Payment Services Limited. It added that in furtherance of the above, the CBN hereby directs, among other things, as follows: all PTSPs must ensure that their POS devices and applications are configured to route transactions through any PTSAs as directed by the acquirer. All PTSPs shall submit monthly returns to the CBN detailing the number of merchants and agents they manage along the PTSA services used to route the corresponding transactions. Now to international tidbits. Rwanda has launched the first mpox vaccination campaign in Africa, marking a significant step in the continent's fight against the disease. As of Tuesday, the country administered 300 doses of the vaccine to high-risk individuals in a border region with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Jean Kiseya, Director General of the African Center for Disease Control Africa, confirmed the commencement of the campaign, stating the urgency of curbing the outbreak. He also pointed out the need for local vaccine production, stating we are working closely with our manufacturers and partners to ensure these vaccines are produced in Africa. Rwandan Ministry of Health targeted health workers, cross-border business operators, hospitality staff, and other high-risk populations in the initial rollout. The DRC remains at the epicenter of the Africa mpox outbreak, reporting 2,912 new 12 new cases and 14 deaths in the past week alone, bringing the total to 6,115 cases and 738 deaths since January. The DRC is expected to begin its vaccination efforts in early October, with 165,000 doses already delivered and additional supplies pledged by European nations. Tedros Ghebreyesus, Director General of the World Health Organization, called for international cooperation to halt the spread of mpox. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres strongly condemned Tuesday's terrorist attack in Bamako, Mali. Stephanie Dujarric, spokesman for the UN chief, in a statement said Guterres extends his sincere condolences to the families of the victims as well as to the transitional government and the people of Mali. He also wished for a speedy recovery to those injured, including one UN Guard unit member. The UN chief called on the Malian transitional government to ensure that those responsible for this despicable attack are held to account. The statement added. A gendarmerie complex in Bamako, the capital of Mali, was attacked on Tuesday and the situation was under control, according to the Malian Ministry of Security and Civil Protection. The ministry did not disclose the number of casualties, but media reports said more than 70 people were killed and over 200 others were wounded. Ukraine on Friday restricted the use of Telegram for its government, military and security officials, citing threats to national security on the app founded by Russian-born Pavel Durov. The council said in a statement on Facebook saying it was a matter of national security to restrict the use of Telegram in government agencies, military formations and critical infrastructure facilities. And now entertainment news. Nigerian rapper Tochukwu Bubemi Ajogwo, popularly known as Odumodu Black, and Afrobeat star Burna Boy are flying the country's flag as they join the 2024 Best Hip Hop Awards nomination list. The organizers announced a full list of nominees, with Odumodu getting nominated for Best International Flow, while Burna Boy was nominated for Best Live Performance. Since he gained his mainstream success in 2023, Odumodu Black has soared to commercial status, becoming one of the biggest hip-hop stars in Africa and the first Nigerian artist to get a nomination for the category on BET Awards. The 30-year-old will compete with rappers from France, Brazil, the UK and South Africa to become the first Nigerian rapper to win a BET Hip-Hop Award. Burna Boy, who has been nominated for the BET Live Performance, is to compete with popular artists including Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar, Travis Scott, Drake, Megan Thee Stallion, Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, and Gloria. Megan Thee Stallion leads this year's awards with 12 nominations, followed closely by Kendrick Lamar with 11. Burna Boy and Odumodu Black each received 1 nomination. Nicki Minaj has revealed that she is still not a citizen of the United States, even though she pays millions in taxes. The rapper made the revelation during a TikTok live session with a fan earlier this week. While she attempted to assist the young fan with his situation, Minaj shared that she is not considered a citizen in the U.S. Nicki arrived in the United States from Trinidad and Tobago as an illegal immigrant when she was a little girl. Since then, she's paid millions of dollars in taxes but has yet to receive her citizenship. The queen rapper shared a story when she spoke out against the Trump administration's horrible immigration policies at the U.S.-Mexican border in 2018 in response to immigrant children being separated from their parents at the border. American rapper Sean Diddy has reportedly been placed on a suicide watch as he anticipates trial on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Sean Diddy on Wednesday made a court appearance requesting a $50 million bail package to avoid detention at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. However, the judge rejected the proposal. He has now been on suicide watch, according to People, as a preventive measure, thereby following the court proceedings to the letter. His legal representatives on Wednesday argued that he was not dangerous, but the judge was not convinced. However, the prosecution presented alleged text messages from Diddy to his ex, Cassie Ventura, upon the 2016 incident to support their argument for continued detention. The defendant entered a not guilty plea to charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transporting individuals for prostitution, asserting his innocence. And now ATN Sports News. Anthony Joshua has said he has been through a lot of pain over the past 2 years as he bids to become a 3-time world champion against fellow British heavyweight Daniel Dubois tomorrow. The 34-year-old will take on IBF belt holder Dubois, 27, in front of a post-war British record 96,000 fans at Wembley Stadium. Joshua has rebuilt and worked his way back to mandatory challenger position, having broken down in tears after losing his second consecutive fight to Oleksandr Usyk in August 2022. The 2021 Olympic gold medalist is on a 4-fight winning streak and brutally knocked out Francis Ngannou in his last outing. French Chinaza Uchendu joined the Canaries from Turkish league champions Galatasaray. The 26-year-old struggled for regular playing time at Galatasaray last season, making just 5 league appearances. The striker is, however, looking forward to a successful spell in France. Uchendu started a European adventure with Portuguese club Braga in 2018. She has also played in Sweden for Linköping FC and South Korea side Jinping. Bayern Munich coach Vincent Kompany and his Bayern Leverkusen counterpart Xabi Alonso on Friday joined the growing chorus calling for action on player workload amid talks of strikes. Kompany said a cap should be introduced on the amount of games a player can play each year, while Alonso said players must have greater involvement in decision about fixture calendar. Concern about the load on players has grown in recent years, particularly as the number of fixtures have been increasing. This year's Champions League adds fixtures while FIFA's expanded 32-team Club World Cup will take place this summer, a time when players would normally have a break from games. Top clubs in European and domestic cup comments would play up to 75 games this season. Speaking before Leverkusen host Wolfsburg in the league on Sunday, Alonso said he understands Rodri and the other players. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Court dismisses APP's suit against Assembly. Olumide Akpata debunks stepping down. Tinubu calls for peace in Edo-Guba elections. CBN clarifies suspension on cybersecurity levy. UN condemns terrorist attack in Mali. Sean Diddy plays on suicide watch. Super Falcons forward joins Nantes. I am Wendy Aguma. Thank you for watching and good evening.